guys, welcome back to the channel. Coming to you guys with a little Zombie Army Trilogy gameplay. I'm burning out the backlog while I'm getting these future reviews ready for you guys. And you know what's coming to the channel, so don't you fret, don't you worry. Those reviews are still going to be here and still going to be on time. Now, talking about reviews, E3 has been going on this weekend. I have my review of EA up. I'm going to have my review of Bethesda up. I'm going to have my review of Ubisoft up. I'm going to have my review of Sony after tonight, well, after the show tonight. And now I'm talking about Microsoft because I didn't get a chance to talk about them yesterday. So we're going to dive right into Microsoft. Microsoft had all eyes on them this E3. This is the E3 where they were supposed to prove themselves and tell us all about this beast of a console called Scorpio. When they came out, they initially started talking about Scorpio and the actual name of it, which is the X1X. I can't fully say the name because my Kinect will pick up the command, but the X1X came out. Very powerful, very small, very tiny, but it has a lot of great specs inside of it. I'm not really a spec and technology guy, so I'm not gonna like repeat what they said or know what they say or pretend like I know what they say, because once again, I just know that the game is gonna look beautiful, the games are gonna look great, and they're gonna utilize that power, which I believe so. I'm not too sure. It really depends on the developers and the games. And after that, they began to show off Forza 7 utilizing a 4K 60 FPS. It had this incredibly long segment about how the X1X is going to use that power, how it's going to look beautiful, and they showed off some gameplay, which Forza 7 does look great. And then they also had the car introduction and real street racers racing in Forza, which is cool. But I felt like that segment went on quite too long, honestly. I know they want to talk about the console and talk about how it's technologically advanced and utilizing all this energy and power and development, which is cool, but you do have more games to show after that. And then after the Forza 7 reveal, they just shocked the world with Metro. Nobody expected Metro to come out. Nobody expected Metro to even make a boom like that. Nobody expected a third Metro game to even come out. Last time I checked, Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light was the last two I knew about, the last two I played. I myself, as a Metro fan, did not expect any of that, and honestly, that stole my heart. That took the Microsoft show for me. It was one of my top picks because that game looks great graphically. The game looks great in the gameplay, and honestly, truly, that really was good. Then they showed off Assassin's Creed Origins, which also looks good. We know about it being in Egypt. We know what we're going to be doing. It borrows from The Witcher, it borrows from Horizon, it borrows from Watch Dogs, it borrows from a lot of Ubisoft games as well, like Ghost Recon with the Eagle Vision. And honestly, Assassin's Creed Origins looks dope. I am looking forward to that. That is going to be a day one for me, and I am truly ready to play that as a history buff myself. Then we got into a massive games reveal. Phil Spencer came out and said he had 42 games to show, 22 of them which were console exclusive. We got a lot of games being showed, some heavy hitters like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which surprised me because I didn't think it was going to be on console so soon. Black Desert Online for the X1X. Truly shocking because I didn't expect that to come either. Got some great indies. We got confirmation of Life is Strange, which was wonderful. As a Life is Strange fan, loved it. My hype went through the roof. I jumped, I screamed, I was excited, my voice got high. Not even gonna lie to you guys, I'm always open and honest with you guys and truthful, and honest to God, I got so hyped that I couldn't control it. Oh, then we got Dragon Ball Fighters, which is a Dragon Ball Z fighting game, 2D fighting game made by the Guilty Gear devs, which not expecting that either. I know it got leaked like days before E3, but I didn't expect to see on the Microsoft stage especially. So that said something. Then they showed off some Code Vein. That game looks great for a Dark Souls game. And then we got some games confirmed finally that were coming, like Cuphead, which looked great. Ashen, we finally get to see some Ashen, which looks like a more depressing Dark Souls. We got the reveal date for Cuphead. We got Ashen, which looks like a more depressing Dark Souls. Then we got to see some Crackdown, which was great. And then we had this long, drawn out Sea of Thieves gameplay segment. I know they want to sell folks on the game. I know they want to get gamers interested into this game, but honestly, Sea of Thieves isn't that game for everybody. I know they want to draw people into this, which is cool, but Honestly, they should have showed off some small gameplay. They showed off them having a boat, having fights in the water, exploration, finding treasure, fighting skeletons, all kinds of stuff. And you know, honestly, the explorationist in me likes what I see. I like that kind of stuff. I know I'm gonna be role playing when I get Sea of Thieves, but this game isn't for everybody, and I see them trying to push this so hard. And honestly, I don't know why they're trying to put so much emphasis on this game in particular. I give them credit for what they're trying to do. You know, you're trying to get people into this game to play, but no. Then they had another long segment with Minecraft, showing off mod packs and how it's going to be in 4K textures, and having cross-play with the Switch and I believe cell phones and stuff like that. It's cool, but you really didn't need that long segment to show off any of that. You could have just had a brief demo reel and it would have been dope. And they showed off Ori and the Will of the Wisp, the sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest. Ori is a breathtaker, very great game. Awesome to see. I'm glad that they brought a sequel of that, and I cannot wait for that game. It looks even better than the first one, which says something. Then they showed off a game called Super Lucky Tail, platforming game. I thought it was going to be New Conquer at first, but it's not, sadly. It looks very cutesy, very cartoony, very kiddie, but it looks dope, so I will be picking that up. Then they gave the pricing. Wait, no, I forgot a game. They showed off State of Decay 2. That looks great. I think that personally was one of my other picks besides Metro. That game definitely looks great, and I cannot wait. It has a release window of early 2018, so I really cannot look forward to that. They also showed off Crackdown, which I said before. They had Terry Crews introduce it. That weird introduction where he wasn't even in the game. I particularly don't know why they did that. They should have had him as a villain or a playable character, or he's helping you out. Somewhere he should have been in the story for that. I feel like if you're going to have Terry Crews introduce your game, he should have been a part of the game itself, not just introducing the game. Then they showed off the pricing of the Xbox One X, where I wanted it to be $400, but they showed it off to be $499, and they said they were like denying journalists, stuff like that, and all that. If you're gonna be denying it but then still confirming it's gonna be $499, just don't do it. Just don't. That you should have just saved that for another time, or you should have just got that out the way early, and people could have taken the hit instead of you showing games and then dropping this bombshell of a price on them. Then they showed one cool thing for some people, which I'd rather prefer these to be remastered myself. They showed off OG backwards compatibility. Original games for the original Xbox are now going to be backwards compatible with the Xbox One and the Xbox One S, and really just, that's cool for some. I'd rather these games really like be remastered, because I know some of these games have the server off, some of these games servers aren't on, graphics gonna look bad, these textures are gonna be stretched out, etc, etc, etc. You know, I'd rather have achievements alongside these games. You know, just give it the work instead of just having these games. It's cool, but they have a lot of stuff they need to answer questions about that backwards compatibility, especially with the original games. And I'm looking forward to it, because I might pick up something for it, but I don't know. I'd rather these be fully remastered and get that full treatment. Then they closed out the show with Anthem from BioWare, which that game looks amazing graphically. It looks like what Mass Effect Andromeda should have been. And they had their main team on it, and I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Anthem had to be my best looking game in E3 so far. Now my opinion may change with the Sony show. I may not know, but I know Anthem looks amazing, and I cannot wait to see more of that game. My likes, I did like that they have a variety of games, which was cool to see. You know, I see that they're really trying. They're really trying to put some effort into this. We finally know what Scorpio is called. We finally know the pricing of it. Certain games out that conference actually held my interest a lot, especially the indie segment. I love indies. I love the smaller titles. I really do indie appreciation, so that hit a spot for me. I'm glad to see that smaller games are taking center stage, and that, you know, like the last night shift That one game with the dwarves, Metro, a couple more games I cannot remember the name of right now, but a lot of the smaller titles actually began to steal my heart. Now, for some of the dislikes, I don't like the X1X pricing. I feel like $4.99 is kind of steep if you're trying to get people to invest in this kind of console. I have my gripes with original Xbox Backwards Compatibility. They coined this term during the conference, which is X1 console launch exclusive, where they could have just said, you know, this is time, this is also going to PS4, or not really talk about it like that. Don't make a term like that, because it's confusing. It's weird. It has people asking more questions than getting more answers. And honestly, there was no real big announcement from Microsoft. It was kind of just, yeah, we have games, we have these games, we have some popular games out, but there was no real like answering to some questions that fans had, that fans wanted to really see, like Sunset Overdrive, Ninja Gaiden, Splinter Cell, confirming new stuff to be in that conference. You know, it was just, we got games, which I'm not knocking. I love seeing games. I'm gonna be buying a lot of these games, like Cuphead, Crackdown, Lucky Tale, Last Night, Shift. I'm gonna be buying a lot of these, but it was some stuff that we really wanted to see, and they didn't really have like no real AAA exclusive title coming from one of their studios. And honestly, my last two gripes was just way too much time spent on both Minecraft and Sea of Thieves. And if I had to give this an overall grade, Microsoft gets a solid B. They had effort, they really put something into it, and they really tried, but they were just missing some stuff to really give it that oomph. So that is all, folks, for my thoughts about Microsoft. Stay tuned, because I will be having my video about Sony, and my video about Ubisoft and Bethesda will be following up this right after this upload, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and as usual, folks, before every video we end with, tune in, turn up, and throw down. I'm out, and thank you for watching.